6 months later, Amara stared at the contract in her hands, pen hovering over the signature line. 5 years. That's what Jae-Won was asking for. 5 years of her life, her skills, her loyalty. In exchange, everything she'd ever dreamed of. Sign it, Amara. Jae-Won's voice was velvet and steel behind her. Make it official. She turned to face him. And if I don't? He stepped closer, backing her against his desk. Then I'll have to convince you. His hand cupped her jaw. His lips brushed hers. And we both know I'm very convincing. Welcome back to final part of this story. If you missed part 1, go watch it now, then come back. For everyone else, let's finish this story. 3 months after saving Uncle Shin, Amara's life had transformed. She lived in a luxury Gangnam apartment she didn't choose but fit perfectly. Her tuition was paid, her schedule cleared for intensive medical training. Her professors asked no questions. The encrypted phone rang at least twice a week. Knife wound at the Songpa warehouse. Broken ribs in Itaewon. Discreet. Uncle Shin's checkup. He's asking for you. She'd become Jae-Won's secret weapon. His personal physician for a world that existed in shadows. And every time she saved someone, every time she answered his call, the invisible chains tightened. But tonight was different. Tonight, Jae-Won had summoned her to his penthouse, not for an emergency, for something else. She found him standing by floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul, whiskey in hand, still in his suit from whatever business had consumed his day. He looked tired. Human. Vulnerable in a way she'd never seen. Uncle Shin is fully recovered, he said without turning. Thanks to you. That's good. My last competitor was eliminated yesterday. The one running guns through Busan. He finally turned to face her. As of today, the Lee family business is completely legitimate. No more smuggling, no more violence. Amara's breath caught. You're out? The underground part? Yes. He set down his glass and moved toward her. I made a decision, Amara. I was dragging you into darkness because I lived there, but I don't want that anymore. He stopped in front of her, close enough that she could feel his warmth. I want light. For us. Us? Yes. Us. He pulled out a leather portfolio. This is a contract. Read every word. Amara's hands shook as she read. Terms. Full medical education funding. 50 million annually. Guaranteed residency at Seoul National University Hospital. Permanent work visa. Monthly stipend. 5 million grandmother's ongoing medical care. Fully covered. Exchange. Medical services for Lee Jae-Won and designated individuals. 24/7 availability via encrypted phone. Absolute discretion. Non-disclosure agreement. 1 billion penalty for breach. Duration. 5 years. Renewable by mutual consent. At the bottom, a clause that made her pause. The client reserves the right to ensure the contractor's safety through any means necessary, including residential relocation, security detail, and lifestyle adjustments. This says you can control where I live. It says I can protect you. Jae-Won moved behind her, hands settling on her shoulders. My enemies are numerous. Anyone associated with me becomes a target. I won't let you be vulnerable. So, I'm a prisoner? You're a treasure. His breath was warm against her ear. One I'll guard with my life. And after 5 years? Silence. Then, quietly. If you still want to leave. I'll let you go. She didn't believe him. But something in his voice, a crack in the armor, made her think he might mean it. My grandmother used to say, "The devil makes the best deals because he keeps his promises." He chuckled. "Are you calling me the devil?" She picked up the pen and signed her name in bold strokes. "I'm saying if you break your promises, I'll make you regret it." "I'd expect nothing less." He added his signature, below hers. Then turned her to face him, hands framing her face. "You're mine now. Completely." And he kissed her like he was claiming her soul. 6 months later, Amara adjusted her white coat embroidered with Seoul National University Hospital intern. Her apartment was beautiful. Her life was comfortable. She'd saved 4 lives in the past month. The encrypted phone buzzed. Situation at Songpa. Minor. Cars waiting. Jae-Won's voice was business, but warm underneath. 20 minutes. Amara, be safe. Always am. She grabbed her medical bag, leather, expensive, a gift from him, and headed out. Confident, polished, box braids that cost more than her old rent, designer clothes, glowing skin from proper nutrition. She'd become everything she dreamed of. At what cost? Her phone buzzed again. A text. "Uncle Shin wants you for dinner Sunday. He's cooking Nigerian food. I helped with recipes. Say yes or I'll never hear the end of it. Despite everything, the danger, the secrets, the blood." Amara smiled. She typed back, "Yes, but no gochugaru in the jollof rice this time. That was a crime. No promises. Come home safe, my treasure. Always do. See you tonight, my devil." As the car pulled away, Amara realized something terrifying. She couldn't tell where she ended, and Jae-Won's possession began anymore, and she wasn't sure she wanted to. That night, Amara returned to find Jae-Won waiting. Jacket off, sleeves rolled, vulnerable in ways he only showed her. "How was it?" "Routine. Your guy will live." She dropped her bag. "You said you're legitimate now. Why do I still get calls?" "Old associates. They're being phased out." He pulled her into his arms. "In 6 months, the calls will stop completely. I promise." She looked up at him. "Why are you doing this?" "Really?" "Because I was breaking you." His voice cracked. "I made you a promise when you signed that contract. That I'd never break you. But I realized I was breaking myself, forcing you into darkness because I couldn't leave it." His hands cupped her face. "So I'm choosing light. For you. For us. For whatever future we're building." Tears pricked Amara's eyes. "Jae-Won, your contract ends in 4.5 years. He continued. "When that day comes, I'm going to ask you a question. And this time, you'll have a real choice. No coercion, no threats, no debts." "What question?" He smiled, rare, genuine, devastating. "You'll have to wait. But Amara?" "Yes?" "I hope you say yes." Understanding crashed over her. "You're going to ask me to stay. I'm going to ask you to marry me." Her breath left her lungs. Her breath. 4.5 years from now, he whispered, "I'm going to ask Dr. Amara Okonkwo to become Mrs. Lee. And I'm hoping, praying you'll say yes. Not because you have to, but because you want to." Amara stared at him. This beautiful, dangerous man who'd trapped her and freed her and owned her completely. "Why tell me now?" "Because I want you to know what you're working toward. I want you to know that every call, every patient, every sacrifice It's temporary. It's leading somewhere. To a life where you're not my employee or my possession. His forehead pressed against hers. To a life where you're my equal. My partner. My wife. And if I say no, 4 years from now? Pain flashed in his eyes. Then I'll let you go. Like I promised. You'd really let me walk away? It would destroy me. His voice was raw. But yes, because I don't want you trapped. I want you to choose me. Every day. Freely. Amara's heart pounded. She should be angry. Should feel manipulated. Instead, she felt hopeful. Ask me now. He pulled back, confused. What? You said 4.5 years, but ask me now. Let's see what I'd say. Jae-Won's eyes darkened with emotion. He slowly dropped to one knee. Amara Okonkwo, will you marry me? She looked down at him. This powerful man, on his knees before her. This devil who'd kept every promise. This beautiful disaster who'd given her everything. Ask me again in 4.5 years. He stood, disappointment flickering across his face until she smiled. But when you do, the answer will be yes. His eyes widened. I mean I'm already yours, Lee Jae-Won. The contract just makes it official. But 4.5 years from now, when you ask me to stay not as your doctor but as your wife? She pulled him down and kissed him softly. I'm going to say yes. Not because I'm trapped, but because somewhere between the blood and the fear and the impossible choices. She whispered against his lips. I fell in love with you. His arms crushed her against him. His kiss was desperate, grateful, possessive. I love you, he breathed between kisses. God, Amara. I love you so much. I know. I've known for months. How? The way you look at me, the way you protect me, the way you changed your entire life just to give me a choice. She smiled against his mouth. Only a man in love would do that. 4.5 years later, Dr. Amara Okonkwo stood in her office at Seoul National University Hospital, white coat, pristine, nameplate shining. She'd graduated top of her class, completed her residency in emergency medicine, earned respect from colleagues who'd once doubted her. The encrypted phone had stopped ringing 2 years ago. Jae-Won's business empire was completely legitimate. Now pharmaceuticals, real estate, venture capital. Her grandmother had moved to Seoul, cancer-free, living in a beautiful apartment nearby. Everything had changed. Everything except the way Jae-Won looked at her. That night, he took her to the same cafe where it all began. Moonlight Cafe, Gangnam. He got down on one knee. Amara Okonkwo. 4.5 years ago, you returned my wallet. You saved my uncle. You signed a contract that bound you to me. He pulled out a ring, a stunning diamond flanked by black stones. Today, that contract expires. You're free. No obligations. No debts. You can walk away right now, and I'll let you go. Tears streamed down her face. But I'm hoping, begging you'll choose to stay. Not as my employee. As my wife. Will you marry me? Amara looked at the ring. At the man. At the life they'd built from blood and contracts and impossible choices. Yes. Yes? Yes, you devil. Yes, I'll marry you. He slid the ring onto her finger and kissed her like it was the first time and the last time all at once. I love you, he whispered. I love you too, even though you ruined my life. He laughed. I gave you your life. Same thing. And in booth 7 of Moonlight Cafe, where a broke student once found a wallet that changed everything, they sealed their future with a kiss. The crimson debt was paid. But the love? That would last forever. Amara and Jae-Won's story is complete. From enemies to lovers, from captor to husband, from debt to devotion. Did you love it? Smash that like button. Subscribe for more Afro-Korean billionaire romance stories. Comment, Team Jae-Won or nah? Drop your favorite moment below. And if you want more stories like this, let me know. Thank you for joining me for the Crimson Debt. Until next time, stay dangerous, stay in love, and remember, sometimes the best love stories start with the worst decisions. See you in the next story.